podcast and I want to take a nap. What shit? All right. It says we're live.
All right. Can you copy it? Because I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Am I? You're on there now.
You got it? Is it showing you? Nick.
What? What?
What happened?
I accidentally closed that window. Move.
Is it showing you on the stream though?
Nope.
See, I don't know how to fucking show you. I bet it's because. Hold on a second. What about now?
Literally looks like he's taking a shit right now.
I kind of am. It's really choppy on my end.
It shows me, and you're in the corner.
I like having to do a screen share. Are we good now? Can you see yourself and hear yourself? I mean, we're probably going to have to just roll with this.
All right, that's fine. All right, let's go.
All right. Welcome to episode 28 of Draft Bust. As you can see, it's only me and Nick this week. We don't know what the hell we're doing. So just bear with us here. We're going a little bare bones. We don't have any of the special effects.
But this one,
The usual special effects. But
that air phone will get dropped randomly throughout.
yeah, that's the only special effect we have. All right. I don't know if this is recording either, so it shows we have 0 viewers. I'm used to that by now. But what were we going to talk about? First thing we were going to talk about was Jared Goff maybe not being first or second string. I mean, I already thought that they said they wanted to sit him anyway, and they were going to talk about Case Keenum being the starter over him, you know. And
just the fact that they are only going to have him. I mean, the talk that they might have him be the 3rd string, which is mind blowing. I mean, they wasted all those picks.
Who is their second string?
No clue. The fact that they're, wasted all those picks for a quote clipboard holder of the week is crazy. I understand they're not starting the guy right away, but you don't mortgage the farm for a guy that's at least not going to start midway through the season.
Serves them right, though. It shows that they have Case Keenum, Jared Goff, and Sean Mannion.
We got that.
Hey, take us in that bathroom and lock yourself in the stall. Are you leaving work?
Yeah. What are y'all up to?
We're trying to do a show. Hey, check out this new sound effect we have.
Hold on. We found it. It's awesome.
Is it on the YouTube thing?
Nope.
Yeah. Are you ready? Listen.
Nick and I were watching. Was it the same gentleman?
Yeah.
It was like nonstop. Like they keep doing it for everything.
That's the best one. What?
Hey, we could totally do this while I'm driving home.
Do it, man. Do you have like a way to set up your camera, like on your dash or something like that?
I could definitely try. I didn't even know the Hangouts through YouTube Live.
Well, here's the thing that I'm having to do though, and I might, I don't know what I'm doing really. I have to do a screen share of the Google Hangouts video, because if I just do the share through Google Hangouts broadcast, then it only shows me. So right now I'm having to do a screen share of the Hangouts conversation.
On OBS?
No, just on Google Hangouts and YouTube. So OBS is not running at all.
Well, that might have helped my computer.
Maybe.
Where we keep doing this whole lag.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if anybody's watching on YouTube right now, but
it shows we have 0 viewers. So, and I don't know if it's recording, honestly, but whatever.
I don't know. I don't remember if there was like a little mark that I checked or something, or I felt like it just automatically archived it.
It shows we have 1 viewer, but that's probably one of y'all logged into it.
It's you. If you have that live thing open, it's you.
It's me.
Yeah. Oh, it's Nick.
Yeah.
I was watching. And then I was like, let me just call in this Hangout while I'm going to my car.
Yeah, I don't know if it's
Good you joined us, Andy.
We can totally do this though at the Bush League draft or something.
Yeah, I think we should.
What are you playing that sound effect off of?
YouTube.
You just keep clicking play.
Yeah.
What we were talking about Jared Goff and how he's like not second, or we don't know if he's gonna be second or third string. They have Sean Mannion on their team, but Sean Mannion's no good. So are they using this as a tool to kind of motivate him to try harder or something? I don't know.
Both playoff games he came into, he played like trash.
Well, I mean, we knew that.
So
We knew going into the draft that him and Wentz, like none of the quarterback, this was not a quarterback draft. So why would you mortgage so much for any of these QBs in this draft? It almost serves them right, where they screwed over the Redskins. Well, the Redskins screwed over themselves, but just the way they do business and everything, it suits them. They're going to be terrible again this year.
Absolutely. Like, I mean, 7-9. The Jets
Probably, if that.
I still think they can make the playoffs, even with what's the guy's name? That's their quarterback. Not Chase Daniels.
Case Keenum.
Case Keenum. I still think they can go 8-8 and barely squeak in.
With
from offensive.
But the thing is that they have like an above average defense, and then they have Todd Gurley, and that is it.
I don't know. Dak Prescott made their defense look below average.
That defensive line looked really good the other day. I mean,
yeah, this weekend.
You got to think they lost a lot in free agency too. They lost Janoris Jenkins. They cut Long, who had struggled with injury, so I don't even know if you can really consider him. Laurinaitis isn't there.
Laryngitis.
Yeah, that guy.
Look at him.
You know what? We're gonna see a live wreck.
Andy, is there like a way you can set that up on your dash, and then can you like bring your speakers through Bluetooth or something?
I'm afraid it'll echo over.
Well, I mean, I don't know. You're right. Won't you try it though? Hell, we have no viewers. Why not? Let's just fucking wing it, man.
Can we do Bluetooth?
Yeah, try Bluetooth while we're sitting here. Did you find another video?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure this is just 35 seconds of the same thing.
See, if we're hooked up to Bluetooth, then we should be coming through your speakers.
Yeah, but I'm saying, do you guys hear yourself?
No,
Say something, Nick.
I don't.
What up?
All right. I'm on Bluetooth.
You seem a little muffled, but it's okay. It'll suffice.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Honestly, this isn't nearly as laggy.
No, I think this is good.
All right. Let's keep rolling with this. Just set it up on your speedometer and just wing it how fast you're going. Just go as fast as everybody else. And just pray to God your check engine light doesn't come on and smoke starts pouring out the back or something. I don't know.
But just keep going. Just keep trucking along.
I'm trying to figure out what to play it. I need to get one of those things.
One of the Uber driver specials that you hang up on your windshield or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm shocked you haven't become an Uber driver.
I thought about it. I don't know what to do with it.
I just saw a report on Bleacher Report that said Craig Stevens just retired, and it said something about him being a renowned blocker. What if that's what you were known for? Oh, world-renowned blocker Stevens from the Titans retires today.
A very mediocre passer,
Yeah.
but a great blocker.
Yeah.
World renowned.
That's a perfect view right there. Just leave it right there. Yeah.
Is it on my steering wheel?
Yeah. I can see your beard and your eyes a little bit, your sunglasses.
All right.
All right.
Yeah,
Start now.
the Rams, I mean, they're going to be mediocre. They're going to be, but it just blows my mind. They're going to make so much go to the game for the first couple of years, and then all of a sudden just say, fuck this. This
Yeah,
is
I turned
stupid.
off the video, by the way, guys.
Okay.
This team sucks.
Well, like NFL's like pushing their dick hard for them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they are.
It's like crazy. I do like, and I think this is something they're really going for, is throughout the preseason games, they've had first two games for both home games, weren't they?
Yep.
They have shown nothing but like celebrities in the crowd. Like the other day, I saw Terry Crews like pumping his muscles and stuff like that.
He wasn't playing. They should have fucking signed him.
He'd probably make that squad. He was doing the black robot in the stands.
That's a fucking robot.
But so Jared Goff, like I don't know. I think it's a scare tactic for him, but or part of it is like, oh, we got him just to fill some seats, and now, hell, we don't have to fill the seats. We have the largest preseason game attendance ever.
Yeah, and I mean, it's the hot thing to do right now in Los Angeles. Like you said, all the celebrities are there, so everybody's going to start going to it. If they're charging $80 to $100 a fucking park, and they're selling out that stadium, that is absolutely ridiculous for a preseason.
I mean, find parking lots.
Yeah. For a
But you got to
preseason.
think right now, like the Dodgers suck.
Yep. Angels suck.
Lakers games are over. Clippers games are over. Hockey's not going on. LA's next sport right here.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's just basically what's going on with sports in general. I mean, there's nothing going on now except football. So, oh, sorry. I keep forgetting baseball's even going on. So
Because every team sucks pretty much. So is that we all just talking about golf and how they wasted a bunch of picks on a guy they're going to cut?
Yes, and then I mean, let's go into the. We've already talked about Jeff Fisher last episode, didn't we? Did we talk about that?
Yeah, mediocre.
Yeah, let's reiterate the fact that he sucks and he's robbed the Rams for years now. Like I was listening to local ESPN like last week, and Jared Stillman was just dogging on how bad of a coach he really is. Like when it's up to, when he doesn't have a good GM, he gets them 7-9, 8-8.
Yeah. I mean, have you guys watched any Hard Knocks yet?
No, I don't want to. And it's the Rams.
It's so funny because the only other season I watched was last year, and the mindset and the control of the team that Bill O'Brien showed compared to Jeff Fisher, it's like good cop, bad cop. Like Bill O'Brien was riding these dudes' ass, and I mean, granted Jeff Fisher did cut a dude because he had a chick in his dorm, but it's just like, well, we're gonna have to let you go because you broke the rules and stuff like that. It's just he's very calm, cool, and collected, while I feel most other NFL coaches are like full blown in the face.
The good ones are.
Yeah.
Most of the good ones are.
Didn't some report after that, Nick, we talked about he sent some guy home because he had a chick in the dorm. Didn't his mom come out and say something like she was ashamed of him?
For cussing. That was it.
Yeah.
He was swearing on television. But, I mean, the thing about it is the Rams are going to be a dumpster fire. I'm surprised that the owner – well, I'm not surprised because their owner is a moron anyway. I can't stand the guy. But they're going to keep that GM and that coach on there, and they've done absolutely nothing. They've had a ton of time. You should know what you're getting in, like, after the 4 or 5 years, something like that.
Yeah, you remember how good that defense used to be?
Yeah.
Back when they were like 7-9 and they had nobody on their offense.
Yeah.
That was because he got all those draft, or the guy before him got all the draft picks.
Yeah, I mean, that's when they drafted Ogletree, Robert Quinn, all of them.
But regardless, I mean, they're just going to be garbage. But I could stay on this topic all day and just dog on the Rams because I hate them so much. But let's go to our next topic. And while Andy's on with us, let's talk about how bad have Mark Sanchez and Simeon been as the Broncos quarterbacks. Because last game I saw, they were turnover machines.
Well, Simeon had one pick that he threw.
That was a pick six, though.
Yeah, it was a pick six. But he had that one pick. And the whole drive before that, he was doing really good. And watching that game, I was like, he's going to be the starter. Like, he's going to be the guy that is going to start week 1. Granted, he might get benched week 7 or 8 for Paxton. But he threw that pick, and it was ugly. Like, he was staring DT down the entire way. The DB just read it, tuck it, ran it to the house.
Dude,
But,
I'm telling you,
yeah.
that the Broncos are going to have a mighty, mighty fall off this year. As great as that defense is, I will be shocked if they.
And listen, it's not because we're Raiders fans, because I come into this and I don't dog on the Broncos, but like from what their offense with a Peyton Manning who can't throw the ball past 10 yards, he could always put them in a good position though, or for the most part. But I mean, they lost some players in defense, and now you're going to have to rely on that offense a little bit this year. And what you're going to have to rely on is patchwork offensive line with Michael Schofield, and you're going to have to rely on Mark Sanchez and Trevor Siemian or Paxton Lynch, who they said is not ready yet. So
Mark Sanchez won't make it week 1. He'll be cut.
You think so? Because did you see the same report I saw today where they don't owe a pick if they cut him before the regular season?
Yes. They don't owe anything.
But
scot-free.
What would they do if, would they only roll with 2 quarterbacks? Because neither Paxton Lynch or Simeon's not good. But
are you going to put the faith of their team?
You're going to go from a Super Bowl winning team to 6-10 if you're lucky.
That's the Raiders y'all talking.
No,
literally that defense is no worse than it was last year. We lost Lee Jackson, who was the most replaceable person. Shane Barrett is replacing Danny Trevathan and doing just a fine job. We lost the defensive end the other day, but that's not. Do
you think that they're going to suspend Talib? I mean, like, hell, Plaxico Burress went to damn jail.
I know, but the thing is
he's Dallas. I mean, Chris Harris.
Yeah, but the Dallas police don't think they have inconclusive evidence that he shot himself, so nobody knows anything. He could get suspended, but I really don't know if he will.
Well, as crazy as Goodell's been lately, it wouldn't shock me. I mean, he's about to suspend people for some like erroneous report from the friggin' Middle East or some shit, isn't it? Well, what the hell is that? All right, let's get off. Yeah, but they'll probably they're gonna sniff probably over 8-8, but what's going to kill them is going to be quarterback play this year and that offensive line. So I mean, you're probably right. It's not going to be defense, but all right.
Yeah. I just think they're going to be only so much that defense to carry that team up.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
Yeah, I mean, can they do it back-to-back years? You got to think they didn't.
I think so. I think the big thing it's going to depend on is how long the offense can stay out there. If it's 3 and out every time like it was last year, it won't happen. But from what I can tell, there's 2 preseason games. They've driven it down the field. They've got turnovers, got the ball back, and then shitty quarterback play from mainly Mark Sanchez has just given it away.
Oh, I did. He fumbled twice. Sanchez fumbled twice that last game, but I saw where he had no time.
Twice in 1 minute.
Yeah, he had no time to set up a throw though on that second one though. Like it was the defender was right there behind him going for it, his arm. So
granted, at that time, it's the second string line of an already not so great first string line.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's segue into another AFC West team here with the Raiders starting offense, who hasn't scored a touchdown in 2 preseason games yet. They're just stalling. Granted, the first game, Derek Carr, all he did was air the ball out. I don't know if they were just like, hey, let's go out here, let's throw some jump balls or whatever. I mean, that's what it looked like to me. But in the first game against Arizona, they scored like a 53-yard field goal by Janikowski. And then against the Packers, they couldn't get anything going. And it's the Packers defense. I know that they're on the road and it's a preseason game, but it's the Packers defense. I mean, they lost Casey Hayward, and didn't they lose Raji or something like that? Is he back? I'm not sure. But I mean, it's not like that defense is anything special. And the Raiders offense everybody's hyping them up this year. And I haven't seen jack shit out of that offense. And I mean, Nick's saying it's only the second preseason game, see what they can do. But I mean, you look at these other teams and their offense is getting work done and getting practice reps in and stuff like that. And the Raiders aren't doing anything, man. They can't get anything going with the run game. So.
Well, I didn't mean to put you on blast on Twitter, but literally I am going to use this weekend, if they don't at least do something.
Just so everybody knows, they're playing the Titans too. They're playing the Titans in Oakland this weekend.
In the dress rehearsal.
Yeah.
They'll play a quarter, half of the game. Yeah, if they don't start doing something this week, it's going to be kind of a like, oh shit, what's going on? But on paper, they have one of the best offensive lines. Derek Carr.
I know. I know.
Said he could handle the workload.
Cooper hasn't shown anything over the past two games. Like I remember the first game against the Cardinals, I saw him drop an easy one over the shoulder. Like it just went through his hands. He was in bounds. And then there was one where a number one wide receiver in the NFL will get both of his feet down. He had room to drag that second foot, and he did not do it, and he just went out of bounds. So he struggled with drops last year, and that's something that you're hoping that he can kind of focus on and, get that number down on drop passes. But he's just, I don't know, man. For as much hype as everybody's been giving them this year, I'm almost like pump the brakes a little bit, show me something instead of all this hype off of a 7-9 season. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's saying playoffs and shit, but they're not doing anything in the preseason to show that they can even do that. Latavius Murray can't get, more than 3-4 yards on a carry. DeAndre Washington looks like he's, shiftier than Murray is. Andy, you watched that first Arizona game, and you're I will say that you're pretty you're not biased when it comes to this show. So what would you think what you saw? Because you said the same thing about Amari that I did on some of those throws that were going his way.
So like it's the second year and he should know about his toes. So that was the one play. Derek Carr threw a pretty long pass. It was really nice. Amari Cooper just forgot to put his feet down. Like, you don't do that your second year. You should already know that by your second year. But I do think, Wilson, I'm not necessarily so scared about the Raiders not scoring offensively in the first two games. I didn't watch the second one as much, but the first one, it was dominated by the Raiders defense. So,
and rightfully so. I mean, like nobody looks at that defense and gets really scared, but you should look at that defense and be a little scared because
I don't remember if Palmer started out or not, but like their defense kind of dominated the first quarter, which is when the starters play.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, what's Matt McGloin? Or no, who's the backup quarterback?
For Raiders, it's McGloin. Yeah.
So he came in, and he kind of struggled making connections with everybody. So to your point, I'm not so scared about them not having an offensive touchdown until if they don't do it this week against the Titans. If they don't have at least 2 offensive touchdowns this week against the Titans, I'd be scared.
I wouldn't even say it. If they don't put together 2 scoring drives.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if they go down there, score a touchdown, and then go down there and like stall out at the 30.
Make some moves, man. Yeah, like Nick's saying, like, don't have Seabass have to kick a 50-yarder for you to score. Why don't you get inside the 20? I want to see progression and stuff like that. I don't want to see you try and air it out and go 3 and out. You know what I'm saying? And McGloin did throw 2 touchdowns in that game. He threw 2 beautiful passes for touchdowns. One was to Andre Holmes, which I have no idea how Andre Holmes got to both of his feet down on one of them. But, we need to see something this weekend.
You got to think, too, as long as you're scoring somewhat, what does it matter? Like, as long as you're scoring more points than the other team.
Exactly.
I feel this. I know. I feel the same way. But I mean, like that offense isn't moving the ball. The starting offense wasn't moving the ball. Is my whole point.
Yeah. As much hype is behind Derek Carr, Amari Cooper, Latavius Murray, you would want them to score points.
Yeah, at least a field goal every time they go out there, or especially in preseason. So, yeah, that too.
Would you say, Nick? I just want them to play smart.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what scares me about Derek Carr. We saw it last year where it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, like, granted, that line wasn't that great, but there were times when he would just stare down a receiver and then he would throw it to the defender and stuff like that. Now, granted, it's the second year, but he made some progress. But coming into this year, this is a big year. We've already talked about it. It's a big year for Bridgewater. It's a big year for Bortles. And it's a big year for Carr. So this is the year when you find out what you got. This is the year that you're supposed to become a star in the NFL. It's your year 3, 4. You do not need to take a step back because your second year is supposed to be the toughest year, so you want to keep progressing on that. The third year shouldn't be your hardest year. So, just make good decisions and stop throwing damn jump balls.
You don't want him to blow it out out of the water either, because then you're going to have to pay him a war pension, and you got to pay him and Max.
Oh, we're going to have to pay them both anyway.
You know you already got to pay Max, but if Derek Carr comes out and just plays smart and doesn't come out and play like Aaron Rodgers, where your team is him, then you might be able to get away with a cheap.
But the thing is, man, is that the Raiders have not had a quarterback in since it's been forever. So, like, if we got to pay him, we got to pay him. I'd rather have a star quarterback that can sort through a defense and make a smart read. But I don't know. We'll see. But let's go into some fantasy football talk now. One of the things me and Nick were talking about before we started the show was the whole Thomas Rawls versus the Seahawks backfield for fantasy football. Rawls is coming off that broken ankle that he suffered at the end of last year. Before that, he was dominating with every chance he got, for the most part. What his yards per carry was, like 5? Was it over 5? It was something. It was pretty good though. But now they're saying Christine Michael's having a reemergence again. I don't know how many times they've said that about Christine Michael, and
the same bullshit about Eric Ebron.
Yeah.
Eric Ebron. That was big news today that he's going to be okay for the regular season. Well, you know what? This is his third year in a team that throws the shit out of the ball and has done nothing.
He's going to have to share targets with Anquan Bolden, who's still relevant. Anquan can still get it done. He's not, a number one receiver by no means, but he's smart enough to get it done, physical enough to get it done. They got Golden Tate on there, and who did they sign? Was it Sanu? Or was it the other one?
Jones.
I always get them confused. Yeah, Jones. And so he's going to have to fight for targets with them.
Theo Riddick, he's got to fight for. He is physically gifted, and it's just like he doesn't want to use it.
Here's the thing, though, is that offensive line sucks every year. Stafford's getting just beat up every year, so I don't know the percentage for plays he was on the field and had to stay in a block and help, or he got to go run a route. Well, last year he was hurt, wasn't he? Wasn't that the thing on him? I'm sorry, I can't remember Eric Ebron news. He's so forgettable. But
that first year where everybody built him up.
Yeah, I had him in a.
He's a freak,
Mm-hmm.
and as a freak, he should be great at a tight end.
Yeah, but I don't know. We're just going to have to see. But back to that whole Thomas Rawls thing. Do you all think that it's going to be a share, or do you think he's going to be a dominant number one fantasy wise?
I think he won't be able to stay healthy. So the Seahawks would be smart to share that backfield.
But the thing is that he was healthy. He just had that one, accident. Injuries happen. And Tom Brady got hurt that 1 year and was out, and Tom Brady's been fine ever since then that we know of. So, those incidents do happen. Granted, he is a running back and he broke his ankle, but if he can heal fully from it, why would you share his carries with anybody else? Why wouldn't you go with that hot hand? Because last year he dominated when he got the opportunity to, which was the majority of the season when Marshawn was out.
But the hot hand right now is with Michael.
But he's done this in the past in preseason, though. You remember he did it with the Seahawks, like when he first got there, and then he just fell off. Then he went to Dallas, and everybody was talking like he's going to have a shot. He didn't do anything there. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't put too much stock into Michael. I'd put more into CJ
Proceeds, or however it's pronounced. Yeah, I haven't seen anything on him really, but yeah.
I would put more stock in him than Michael. I think. I think Rollins will dominate the carries like 70-30. But it's nowhere going to be like Marshawn Lynch where he's out there first, second, third.
Like AP. Yeah, I think he would be fine. Would you draft him first round? If like say that if it's like a 12-team league and everybody has a run on running backs right out of the gate, would you say you're around 10 to 12, would you take Rawls in there?
God, I mean,
like it's like you have to take a running back now, because all of them are going to be gone if you don't.
so I got a question. In said hypothetical question, is Le'Veon Bell still there?
No, because Le'Veon to me is top 5.
Like top 5 draft pick?
Top 5 running back.
See, I don't consider Rawls a top 2 round pick. Would you draft? I mean, you're not going to draft him over Odell Beckham Jr., Antonio Brown, or DeAndre.
No, I'm just saying that if say everybody kept taking running backs and it got to you, would you like, shit, I need a running back right here because if it swings around, that top tier might be gone. And then I'm left with the Justin Forsets and the TJ Yeldons and everybody.
If it's a snake draft and I'm at the 10th pick and it's Rawls or something else, I'm waiting and hoping Rawls is going to be back there on the turnaround at the earliest.
Yeah.
And I still wouldn't take him in the first 2.
I mean, would you take him over Jamal Charles?
No.
I would.
And that's another thing is too, is like the Jamal Charles stuff. It scares me a little bit because anything this year happens, this is his last year.
Yeah.
Like if he gets hurt or anything like that, this is it.
Would you take him over Doug Martin?
No.
I take Doug Martin in the first round.
Yeah. But the thing about Doug Martin is did Doug Martin show out last year for a contract or, what was up with that?
I don't think he's smart enough to show out for a contract. He just played really well.
I don't know, man. He had some bad year, like a year or two before that. So we'll have to see. But I would take Doug Martin before Thomas Rawls just based off of last year. And granted, he doesn't have a broken ankle he's coming off of.
What about Arian Foster?
I would take Thomas Rawls before Arian Foster.
I think Arian Foster is like a fourth to fifth round at the earliest.
I think he's later than that because, I mean,
I said at the earliest.
I'm trying to think what other
And
running back.
And that'd be in the perfect situation of Wilson where there's a run on running backs and that's all you got. You got to get somebody.
Yeah. But
take Rawls or Freeman.
Freeman. I don't know why everybody's down on Devonta this year. Like I got Freeman. I got Freeman and Rawls in the same draft, but like I don't know why everybody passed on Freeman. Last year when he got his chance, before he got hurt or struggled with something, I think, there for a while.
Yeah, but he started out really good and stalled out towards the end of the year.
Yeah, and those really good games are against shitty teams.
I don't know, man. I mean, like if he just has it's all about opportunities, and who's behind him is Tevin Coleman, and Tevin Coleman got his shot and didn't do anything. So,
I mean, it's debatable. I mean, if I'm sitting there in a 10-team draft and all those top-tier wide receivers, and you got to put Jamal Charles, I mean, AP, Le'Veon Bell, Gurley, Zeke, all those running backs are gone.
Yeah, because I had a 12-teamer. I cannot remember where I got Rawls. It wasn't in the first 2 rounds, I don't believe. I think it was like maybe around 4, hovering around there.
You got him in 4, you got to skip.
Yeah, and so I took him then. I think it was 3 to 5, somewhere in there, I want to say. And I was like, I don't know why this guy fell so far. I mean, like, granted, I know he's coming off a broken ankle and he's not like super hype like Marshawn was, but the dude was getting numbers last year, man, and running hard. So,
The way the medical field is now, I mean, if people are coming back from a damn ACL tear in 9 months.
Yeah.
Well, you could take a year.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. We're just going to have to see. I'm high on Rawls. I have him in 2 of my leagues this year. Shocker, I want to keep him in the Bush League. I got him there. So you already knew I was going to keep him. But I mean, I'm high on him this year. He was good last year. He might not put up numbers like he did last year, but I think that he will be a serviceable fantasy running back. So,
all right, who do you guys think is the best? All right, your pick number 4, Odell Beckham Jr., DeAndre, all basically pick 5. Those top 4 wide receivers are all gone.
Antonio's gone. DeAndre's gone. ODB's gone. Who else?
And DeAndre. And what is the number one running back you're drafting? The standard league 10.
AP. Andy said he'd be back in a minute. I think he stepped away. But, like, I would just go Adrian Peterson. I mean, man, he's like, 31, 32? But, like, last year, it didn't look like he was slowing down at all. And he has nobody to, like, push him for carries. Why would you?
I mean, you got
He's
and he comes sprinting back to the
yeah. He's not going to take. I mean, like, AP's not in threat of losing carries touches to him.
I was in that situation. I had 4th overall in a 10 team. For some reason, don't know why, and I don't know why I'm playing with people like this, but don't do this, people. Do not fucking take the quarterback in the first game.
Yeah, in my other draft too. Yeah, people were taking quarterbacks way too early. Don't do that. You can get value at quarterback late. We've said that. I think does that come up once an episode? I'm almost saying it comes up once an episode.
Cam Newton, number 1 overall. Like, I understand Cam Newton had a hell of a year last year, but unless he's going to be breaking the passing and rushing touchdown records, no way.
Can you
he's dropping 50 burgers?
Yeah, can you justify that in a 2 quarterback league? I don't even think I could justify that in a 2 quarterback league.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I still think that you can, like, late, or I don't know, in a 2 quarterback league, let's think about it. Probably around round 5, you could get Bortles or Cousins right there, and they're going to put up numbers too. And then, get you another one late, and you'll be fine. So,
Eli Manning went in the 5th round.
Who was still available at quarterback, though? Do you know?
Like, I was the last person to draft a starting quarterback, and the best one according to the rankings was Tyrod Taylor.
But Tyrod Taylor is a good fantasy quarterback because he rushes.
I read my team earlier. I have Tyrod Taylor and Andy Dalton. I am completely fine with that.
I would be fine with that too. Is that a 2 quarterback league?
No, that's just to have a back.
Yeah, I mean that's those you're fine right there. And
I have David Johnson.
Yeah, while everybody else is screwing around taking quarterbacks early, you're racking up on skill positions. And let me say this to you people, whoever watches this, what was that fantasy football widow?
Yeah.
Thank you for your comment. I guarantee that you're probably one of the smoking hottest women in the world just from that comment.
Have to look up your piss and vinegar.
Yeah, and so, like,
but I like it.
Do not take anything other than a wide receiver or a running back in the first 3 to 5 rounds, because you can find value at quarterback late. And while everybody's screwing around, you're getting value, because it is so hard to find top value in running back and wide receiver. I mean, it's a pass happy league, so there's always going to be more wide receivers, but it is so hard to find top value running backs. Like, the league's becoming more and more of a committee, more and more of a share league when it comes to backfields. So you need to go get those running backs that just dominate, like Le'Veon Bell, Adrian Peterson.
And you got to get their handcuffs. That's the big thing. Is if you waste a first-round pick on Le'Veon Bell, you have to draft D'Angelo Williams.
But the thing is that there's always that one jackass that always takes D'Angelo, like, way too early for a handcuff. And so,
I mean, I drafted Jamal Charles with no healthy. But the last pick I had, damn right I drafted Spencer Ware, because I know I still will have that value of a dominant running back.
Yeah.
On my team. So.
Yeah, so.
I mean, the only other argument out of that is Gronk. If you waste a late third round pick on Gronk, where you have, a top tier wide receiver and a decent top running back, and vice versa, you just want to have that top tier tight end, but even Gronk, that's a tough cut.
I was in a draft where somebody took him in the first round, and it was like middle of the first round, and I was like, that's way too early. But when you think about it, you can't really fight it, because
no, I mean, when he plays, he'll score 20 points easily.
I know, and the thing about it is that tight ends are just like running backs. I mean, it's so hard to find the dominant tight ends. You got Olsen, you got Jordan Reed.
So you make the argument argument about finding a dominant tight end, but I think there's more tier 1 running backs than there are tier 1 tight ends.
There's one.
You got 10.
Oh, there are.
good
Yeah.
running backs. You got 3 good tight ends.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. But I mean, the thing is that would you? Okay, so in the Bush League we do, our flex does not include tight end. So there's only one spot on your to play a tight end. So, would you rather try and go get a dominant running back because you have 2 to 3 running back positions to fill, or would you go and get a tight end right there for one spot?
That very similar strategies, except for maybe tight end, but quarterbacks and tight ends, I always wait on.
Replaceable. I mean,
yeah, we were talking about that a minute ago. Yeah,
I mean, you can literally say the same thing with quarterbacks. Unless you get right now Cam Newton or Aaron Rodgers, and the 30 points that they're going to get up, you see that Kirk Cousins is going to throw up this game, second to last round.
Yeah, and all of our points, when we state points and stuff like that, our settings are a little skewed, so it might not be the usual ESPN standard.
I mean, they're pretty standard.
Scoring standards.
It's still the same point. Like, what's the difference between a quarterback that's going to get you high 20s versus a quarterback that's going to get you 20?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When you could get a star wide receiver for that.
Yeah. All right, let's go into. Did anybody watch the ESPN 27? I think it was 27 hours marathon for fantasy football. Did anybody watch any of that? Like the celebrity drafting, any of that?
The only thing I got was Carabelle was on before Mike and Mike one morning.
Well, Bobby Flay had the first overall pick, and he took
during that 72 hours because shitty Chattanooga. They fucking kept that damn asshole, I can't think of his name, from Atlanta that talks nothing but college football. They had him playing at the drive time hours coming home. So instead of getting to listen to fantasy football on the way home, I'm listening to fucking college football.
Was it Paul Feinbaum?
No. I don't Paul
Yeah, I like Feinbaum too.
I'll have to find out this dude's name. He's got an annoying as shit voice.
Anyway, Bobby Flay had the first overall pick, and you're going to think he's going to take Antonio or Odell. All right, that's who I would take. But he took David Johnson first overall. Can you justify taking David Johnson first overall in a fantasy draft?
I can't. I feel he's the safest running back out there.
Andy, what do you think?
Think that he's the what?
Safest running back.
David Johnson?
Yeah.
I know in our stuff, David Johnson is the #1 running back in our cheat sheet.
Yeah.
But
Chuck
safest running back kind of scares me a little bit. But I can't. #1 pick, it's going to be Antonio.
I agree. I had the first overall pick in one of my drafts already, and I took Antonio there. But, could you justify somebody taking that there? I mean, I can't really fault Bobby Flay.
Oh, that's stupid. I mean, you're really getting arguably the best running back.
Yeah, I will say it's dumb at all because, I mean, it's just not. I mean, you're getting a top 5 running back. Really, the first pick is always fueled by what ESPN says every year, all the time. Whoever they say first is what somebody's going to take.
Yeah.
However,
but I mean,
it all depends on how you.
But they're saying, ESPN's saying that Antonio Brown is the #1 overall this year. But I mean, that is so true because in a standard scoring, PPR, whatever league you have, he just dominates all the targets on that, on that Steelers offense.
Every week.
Yeah.
But you know what?
I think that it just all depends on how you build your team. So that's really what it is. I mean, I feel like there's more. It's harder to get a 20 points. You're almost guaranteed that every week. They're harder to come by versus running backs that'll get you 10 to 15 every week. Few of those. At least you can play them situationally and be better off.
See, I mean, I think we all have 3 different styles of fantasy football. Like that's where I messed up last year. As I went boom or bust, which I never do. I will shoot if you get me 10 points a week, where I average out 90 to 110, gold. So that's the reason why I would choose David Johnson, because I think, I just think he's that running back this year. Yeah, Adrian Peterson, my only thing is he's getting up there with age. And Gurley's had health issues, and I don't know how Zeke's going to do because he's a fucking rookie and hasn't stepped on a football field. I mean, there's a chance that he'll do well, but David Johnson showed his nuts last year. So that's the reason why I think.
And that is a valid point. And with that horn, we are going to end this week's episode. I pray to God that this recorded, because I don't know what the hell I was doing when I set all this up. But if you have anything for us, just let us know. Shoot us a tweet. Shoot us a message on Facebook. Just let us know. I mean, we always take any feedback you got, positive, negative, whatever. That's fine. Just let us know. We're pushing for people to be more interactive with us. So we're hoping that we can start bringing in more listeners, more viewers, stuff like that. And then we're going to start some giveaways again. We tried that for a while. Didn't really take off, but, I think that we've kind of got more viewers, more listeners. We're on, where are we all on? What are the channels we're on now? We're on iTunes. What else? Are we still anywhere else? Andy, are we on Google Play?
Yeah, we're on Google Play, iTunes. Of course, we do the live YouTube video every week that does get archived. Twitter, Facebook. We got an email account if you want to email us, ffdraftbus@gmail.com. And we also have, of course, our wonderful website, ffdraftbus.com, where you can go and get our cheat sheets. We have top 300 players and then the positional rankings right now. If anybody asks, I can share my IDP rankings. I haven't posted them out there. Mainly because I don't want the guys that I play with to know my rankings of IDP.
They're in the bottom right corner behind Kurt Cobain's face.
It's a secret, invisible link.
There's a Easter egg on our website that if you click in the correct spot, it'll open up the IDP rankings.
No, but yeah, like I said, Twitter. We're very interactive on Twitter, where we do our thing. So.
All right, Nick, hit that horn one more time, baby. We're gonna get out of here. Hit it.
Hold on. I gotta get ready. No, but I really think it was actually a pretty decent episode. But let's get out of here.